why is love present in our lives? And the first thing that kind of comes up in my mind is that life is pretty difficult. So it's actually beneficial and easier for our evolution, for our ability to stay alive, to have other people with us. And so I was kind of thinking along the lines of perhaps from an evolutionary perspective, love gives us that bond with somebody else or multiple people and kind of keeps us in community or in close relationship with someone else. So we sort of have each other's backs while we're going through the tough, harsh world or reality that is life. Some of the other stuff that kind of came up in my mind was that we have different types of love. I was thinking like we've got romantic love, which is probably the most common thing you think about when you think about love. But we also have a love for our friends and people around us. We can have a love for our family, which I think is different than a friendship type of love. When it comes to like romantic love, we can kind of mix up lust and love. I think it's really easy to get into a place where you feel enamored or you feel a lot of really strong connection with somebody else, someone that you're attracted to. So you've got all those hormones going. You've got those goggles on that make you really see the person as this superstar. And I think it's really easy to start going down this path of, I love this person. And I think we have to be careful because our emotions for lust and for not wanting to be alone can kind of get intertwined with this feeling of like a really strong bond, and we might equate that to love. Now, don't get me wrong, as it goes with like a new relationship or as a relationship evolves, those feelings might also evolve into a more pure love where you start to think about more of that romantic love and not so much a lustful sort of love. But, I hope as time goes on, you still have that drive for the other person. So you probably need both, and you need to be a bit intertwined. I wrote some notes on the different types of love languages. What does it mean to be in love or to have love, receive love? We can think about the love languages. We can think about how your partner communicates love and receives love, like how they want to receive love. And the same thing for yourself, and being able to kind of talk about those things and see how you can align on the love languages so that you're being as efficient as possible when it comes to communicating love. Another thing I was thinking about, it can be difficult to have a healthy, loving relationship if you don't already love yourself. And I think that's not always easy to do. And I don't think that it's something you do once and then you're done with. I think it's an ongoing thing. Like it's another evolution. As the years go on, you have to kind of reevaluate, ask yourself, am I being the best person for myself? Kind of thinking about the differences between like loving and caring. And again, that could be for yourself or that could be for other people. It doesn't even have to necessarily be a romantic relationship. It could be loving versus caring for your family or for your friends or even for a pet. There's these kind of levels to love. And I feel like caring is kind of wrapped up in there. Love to know what you folks think about that one. What is the difference between loving someone and caring for somebody? So last but not least, I've got some tips on cultivating love in your life. Be open to love. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and let people in. Be honest with yourself and others about your feelings. Be willing to compromise and make sacrifices for the people you love. For the people you love. I think that's a big one. I think compromise, especially when it comes to relationships, that can be pretty tricky. I talked about this in an episode a long time ago. It's really easy to get into a sort of a battle of who's right or wanting to be right all the time. Cut that out. It's better to just find some compromise and work as a team together, especially when I'm talking about like romantic relationships. You don't always have to be right. You can be wrong. You can let the other person be right. It's about just trying to find that compromise. Be patient and understanding. Love takes time to grow and develop. So it's really easy to get confused between love and lust. So like if you're starting a brand new relationship, it can feel very overwhelming emotionally. You can feel like you've got this really strong bond, and perhaps you do. I think it's important to allow it to develop over time. Get to know the person, get to know yourself, get to know how you are in relationship with this other person. Take time to develop that, to nurture love. Be grateful for the love that you have in your life. Don't take it for granted. Go out there, hug somebody, say you love them. All right, till next time, peace.